Demonstrative speech that I chose to do is over how to pour a concrete sidewalk. Before I begin, coming from someone who works construction and has plenty of experience with concrete, if at all possible, hire a good contractor and let them take care of it, because even a small mistake while pouring concrete can ruin the entire pour. According to Chris Adams, who has worked concrete for years and is a fellow employee of Craig Tumlin, pouring concrete can be broken into these simple steps. The first step is marking out the area where the walk will go. Usually this is done with spray paint. Then the area is dug out with an excavator to a depth of 6 inches. So anybody who doesn't know what an excavator looks like, this is actually a picture of one. Once the area is dug to the appropriate depth, the concrete forms are staked off. These forms are there to hold the wet concrete in place till it is hard enough to hold its shape on its own. Here's a picture of what a typical sidewalk forming looks like. As you can see, here's the curb, and then the sidewalk begins here, and the wood is there to hold it in place. And actually inside of the forms is rebar and stuff that actually gives the concrete strength. So once the forms are set, the area is ready for concrete. This is where the hard work comes in. The concrete is dumped into the formed up area by a concrete truck and has to be raked into a roughly flat area. Now 2 people have to take a board and scrape the concrete perfectly flat so it can then be rubbed down with magnesium darbies, which gives the concrete a nice, smooth, workable surface. I actually have a picture of all this going on. In the background here is a work truck, the concrete truck pouring it all down into the forms. Here the guy is raking it flat so that it's easier for the guys with the rod to scrape it back, and so it's nice and flat. And here you can actually see the guy is rubbing it with the magnesium darby to make it even flatter and smooth. With the concrete smooth, it can be tool marked using edgers and joiners. Here it is a critical step in the process because the joints must all be placed at precise intervals or the whole walk will look like garbage. After this, concrete must be rubbed again with the darbies and broomed to give the surface a decorative look. Finally, the last step is to finish the concrete is to reapply the tool marks, being cautious not to disturb the broom marks. And that is how a concrete sidewalk is poured. Out of all the jobs that I've done under Craig Tumlin, the most stressful and hectic out of all of them were concrete jobs. According to Craig, concrete is the easiest job to get wrong and is also almost impossible to fix any mistake made while pouring concrete. So his advice to anyone thinking of putting in a concrete walkway is to leave it to the professionals if at all possible.